Stories of Journey to the West, Chapter 73.
So our travelers, they're on their epic journey west, right? And coming across this place must have been, well, breathtaking. The source paints this incredibly vivid picture. Mountains and circle towers, streams wind around pavilions. It sounds completely idyllic.
It does, but what's fascinating right from the start is Sun Wukong's take on it.
Right.
Despite all that beauty, that grandeur, he instantly clocks it. It doesn't feel like a royal place or some rich person's estate. His spiritual radar, you could say, it's just so finely tuned.
Right.
He cuts through the appearance, senses something else. He pegs it as more of an abbey temple monastery.
Huh?
Almost like he's sizing it up, hinting that something's not quite right.
And he's spot on, isn't he? Because as they get closer, there's the name. Hongwa Temple, clear as day on a stone slab. Then inside, through the second gate, there's this couplet. Yellow bud, white snow, immortal's mansion. Jasper grass, magic flower, Taoist home. Wukong, ever the pragmatist, even kind of scoffs. Makes a dry remark about it being a place for alchemists, you know?
Yeah, burning thatch and refining medicine, fiddling with furnaces and pots. Classic Wukong.
He's definitely not buying the whole spiritual branding thing.
That cynicism, it's almost like a little warning flag, isn't it? A bit of foreshadowing. And as they step inside, their eyes land on this Taoist figure over in the eastern corridor. He's busy preparing elixirs, or as the source puts it, marring pills.
And his appearance, it immediately grabs your attention. He's got this red gold crown, a black robe, these green cloud-patterned shoes, a yellow Taoist sash. And his face is described as dark, but with bright eyes, a high nose, and wide lips. He sounds, well, formidable.
He does, but what's really striking is the description right after that. It's almost like a warning label. A Taoist heart hides thunder, and he's a true immortal who subdues tigers and dragons.
Oh!
So this isn't just about how he looks. It's an immediate signal, right? There's this powerful, maybe volatile force hiding beneath that calm exterior. It kind of makes you question what true immortal even means here. Is it power? Is it virtue? Here, you see this immense power that might be, twisted for darker purposes.
You can almost feel that tension under the surface, can't you? So Tang Monk greets him, and at first the Taoist is startled, drops his medicine even.
Right, a little crack in the facade.
But he recovers fast, welcomes them with what seems like, great respect, urges them inside for tea. Tang Monk, meanwhile, does the proper thing, lights incense, bows to the three Pure One's statues, respecting the place. So far, everything seems okay, right?
On the surface, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But this is exactly where that calm front really starts to crumble, because the young Taoist attendants, they're busy getting the tea ready for the guests. And their activity, well, it eludes someone else, because hidden away in the back of the temple.
Ah, yes. Here we go. Because it turns out the infamous 7 female monsters from Pansok Cave, they're staying there too.
Exactly. They're described as fellow disciples of this Taoist.
Fellow disciples, okay.
And they're in the back, supposedly just cutting clothes. Seems innocent enough.
But they're anything but innocent when they hear about who's arrived. They immediately start firing off these really pointed questions to the attendants. Is there a fair-faced fat monk? Obviously asking about Tang Monk.
Yep, unmistakable.
And then, is there a long-snouted, big-eared one? Which can only mean Pigsy.
That immediate specific ID, that's critical. It tells you these aren't just random jests. These are the exact people these monsters have a history with.
Right.
And the instruction they give the attendants, signal the Taoist, tell them to come talk to them urgently. That tells you this is deeply personal. Something big is about to happen.
It definitely gets even more intense. The Taoist steps into a private room to talk with these 7 female monsters. And they immediately kneel, start explaining they fled to him for help after, well, a previous disastrous run-in with the monks.
Yeah. And they need to justify why they need his help. Right?
And how do they try to justify it? Because their story, especially the part about Pigsy, is quite something.
It really is. So they claim they captured Tang Monk because, the usual reason in these stories, his flesh supposedly grants long life and immortality. Big prize.
The classic motive.
But then they pivot, and they put all the blame for their current trouble squarely onto Pigsy.
They claim he intercepted them when they were bathing at the washing gutter spring, stole their clothes.
Stealing clothes, okay.
Then transformed into a catfish, and get this, drilled between our legs, wishing to commit adultery.
Wow.
Then they say when they resisted, he used his 9-toothed rake on them, hurt them, made them flee for their lives. And they specifically ask for revenge based on their past camaraderie as classmates, with the Taoist.
So when he hears this incredibly inflammatory story from his so-called classmates, the Taoist just explodes with rage, instantly promises to deal with the monks, vows revenge.
So he promises to deal with them? But knowing these stories, it's rarely just a straight-up fight, is it? What's his plan? What's he got up his sleeve?
You're absolutely right. No mention of direct combat, no. Instead, he goes for a secret weapon, something far more sinister. He goes into his room, gets a ladder, climbs up to a roof beam, and pulls down this small, very carefully made leather box. It's not big, maybe, 8 inches high, a foot long, 4 inches wide, something like that. And it has this tiny key tied onto a goose yellow silk kerchief. The sheer care he takes getting it down tells you how important and probably dangerous the contents are.
And what's inside is just, it's shocking. It's called a medicine, but it's actually this terrifying poison. The ingredients alone sound horrific. Bird droppings from 1,000 jinn, that's about 500 kilograms.
Roughly, yeah. Half a metric ton.
Collected from the mountains.
Yeah.
And the preparation, it's even more elaborate, more chilling. It's boiled in a copper pot, then slowly cooked. 1,000 jinn boiled down to just 1 spoonful.
Incredible concentration.
Then that 1 spoonful is refined into 3 parts, and finally it's fried, reforged, and resmoked. That is an insane amount of effort just for destruction, isn't it? It's like beyond magic. It's almost this dark art form of malevolence.
It really is. It's this unbelievable, almost alchemical dedication to pure malice. And it brings us back to that question. What does it mean to be a true immortal? Here is someone supposedly capable of subduing tigers and dragons.
Right.
Yet he's resorting to this incredibly insidious, treacherous method. And the poison's potency is just absolute. A lay, which is like an almost invisible speck, kills a mortal instantly. Instantly. And just 3 of those specks can kill an immortal. So he then very carefully measures out this tiny, precise dose. 1 fen, 2 lide of the poison. Divides it into 4 portions.
And the delivery method, it's truly chilling. He takes 12 red jujubes, puts 1 lye of this poison into each one. Then he places these poison dates into 4 different teacups, 1 cup for each month.
Go calculate it.
And as a decoy, he puts 2 harmless black jujubes into a 5th teacup, presumably for himself. His final instruction to the women is just cold. If the monks really are from Tang China, they need to swap the tea, serve the poisoned jujubes, and make sure each and every one will perish. A child attendant brings out 5 cups. The Taoist serves Sanzang himself 1 cup red jujube. Fine.
Okay.
Then, maybe he thinks Baji's the senior disciple because he's, well, large.
Possibly. Baji does have presence.
He serves Baji. Then Shaojing gets his, but then Wukong recognizes the 3rd disciple, maybe because he's smaller. He gets his 1 cup red jujube.
And boom, right there. He spots those black jujubes instantly.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He tries to switch cups with the Taoist.
Which is classic Wukong, always sharp.
Exactly. But the Taoist, he's smooth, he has this excuse ready to go. Claims he's just a poor mountain Taoist, only had 12 red jujubes for the 4 guests.
So convenient.
Right. Says the inferior black ones were for himself, just so he could drink with them. But Wukong is showing us something important here. It's like anomaly detection, noticing the one small thing that's out of place.
The detail everyone else misses because they're caught up in the politeness.
Precisely. Everyone else is just accepting the hospitality, but Wukong sees the discrepancy.
And it's so easy to just rationalize that away, isn't it? Your gut says something's wrong, but the explanation sounds plausible, polite.
We do it all the time.
And Tang Sanzang, well, he values hospitality almost above everything. So he tells Wukong, basically, don't be rude, accept the tea, overrides Wukong's caution completely.
Which must have been incredibly frustrating for Wukong.
You can imagine. He takes the cup, but wisely he keeps it covered. He's watching. He's not drinking yet, just observing.
A silent protest, almost. And his caution pays off, tragically, for the others.
Yeah, the consequences hit fast. Baji, always hungry, always thirsty. He just gulps his tea down.
Of course he does.
Tang Sanzang and Shaojing, they drink theirs too. And almost immediately, disaster. Baji's face changes color. Shaojing starts crying. Tang Sanzang is spitting foam.
Oh, wow.
And then all 3 of them just collapse. Unconscious.
Brutal. Swift and brutal.
So that's it. The trap is sprung. Wukong sees this, realizes instantly it was poison. And he doesn't hesitate. Throws his own cup right at the Taoist, shatters it.
Pure fury.
But you can't blame him.
No. And the Taoist, his first reaction is anger about the broken cup. But then it shifts. He hits Wukong with this chilling question.
Yes, the taunt. He asks, did you ever beg for alms at Pansilk Cave? Did you ever bathe at Washing Gutter Spring?
Oof. Okay.
And that is the moment. The mask is completely off. He's revealing his connections, let's call it his sinister lineage. He's linking himself to those other notorious monsters they faced.
The spider demons.
It's a boast. It's a threat. It confirms everything Wukong suspected. This isn't just some rogue Taoist. He's part of something bigger, something connected.
And Wukong gets it immediately, right? He hears those names, Pan-Silk Cave, Watching Gutter Spring, and it all clicks.
Instantly. The pieces fall into place.
So he calls him out. "You're a demon!" And that polite host, gone, replaced by a monstrous enemy. The fight is on. Explosive is the right word for it.
It's escalate fast. Wukong grabs his golden cudgel. The Taoist pulls out a sword. Standard weapons at first, but the commotion brings backup. The 7 female monsters emerge from inside the monastery. They rush out, basically telling the Taoist, "We'll handle this monkey."
Ah, so the apprentices maybe weren't just studying scriptures.
Seems unlikely. And this is where the magic gets really, well, weird and kind of disturbed.
Yeah, this is not your average spellcasting.
The text says they open their robes, bare their stomachs,
Okay.
and from their navels, magic. Silken ropes just start erupting. Plop, plop, the text says, forming this canopy, this net made of silk thread.
Visually distinct, let's say.
Yeah.
And deeply unsettling. It's a very physical kind of magic.
Definitely not just waving a wand. It's designed to trap Wukong.
And Wukong senses the danger immediately. These aren't just ordinary ropes.
No way. He reacts instantly, uses a spell, does one of his famous somersaults, and just bursts through the canopy as it's forming. A clean break, escapes into the air.
Smart move. Get some altitude, assess the situation.
And from up there, looking down, he sees the full effect of this magic. These shimmering silk ropes crisscrossing everywhere, completely covering the Yellow Flower Monastery.
Completely hidden.
Yeah, the towers, halls, everything totally gone from view, hidden under this web. And Wukong recognizes how powerful this stuff is. He remembers Baji getting caught in something similar before.
Right, so he knows this isn't easy to break free from.
Right.
But what's his calculation now? Seeing this, knowing his master and brothers are down there, poisoned?
Well, this is where Wukong really shows his strategic side, I think.
More than just the fighter.
Exactly. He sees his master and brothers are out of commission. He sees these monsters working together perfectly, in perfect unity, the text says. And he knows this silk magic is potent.
So brute force might not cut it.
Right. He realizes he needs more information. This raises that classic problem, you know? How do you beat an enemy when you don't even know their origins, their weaknesses?
You need intelligence.
Precisely. So Wukong decides, instead of just charging back in, he'll find the local earth god. Ask about these monsters, find out their origin, their background. It's a really clever shift from combat to intel gathering.
Resourceful.
Right.
Adapting to the situation instead of just powering through. What does the earth god tell him?
Crucial intel. Confirms there's 7 spider spirits, relatively new to the area, maybe less than 10 years. Their true spider form is only known for about 3. And importantly, yes, their weapon is actual spider silk. Not some illusion, but tangible, sticky threads.
Okay, so real spiders, real silk. How does Wukong react to that news?
It's funny, actually. His first reaction, the word used, is xiaoke, which translates to something like minor or trivial. You know, just spiders. I can handle spiders.
Right, because it's never just spiders with Wukong, is it? So knowing it's silk he's dealing with, how did he tackle that? That sounds tricky.
This is pure Wukong genius, blending his powers with creative problem solving. He knows brute force against endless silk might be messy. So he plucks 70 hairs from his tail.
Okay, here we go.
Blows on them, chants, and turns them into 70 small Wukongs. An instant army of mini monkeys.
70 mini Wukongs. And what, do they just punch the silk?
Even better, he transforms his golden cudgel too into 70 double-horned forks, specifically designed, it seems, for dealing with threads or webs.
Wow, forks. So this mini Wukong army with forks, what's the plan?
They go to work outside the temple where the main webs are. They use the forks to stir, break, and gather the silk threads. The text says they collect over 10 caddies of it. That's a serious amount.
So they're basically clearing the battlefield.
Kind of. By clearing the silk, they manage to snag the spiders themselves, dragging them out. And these aren't small spiders described as big as a bushel basket. They're caught and begging for mercy.
Okay, victory. Or maybe not yet. They're still the temple master, right? And didn't the spiders call him senior brother?
Exactly. They cry out to him for help, and his response is, well, it's cold.
What do you see?
He basically says, nope, not saving you. I want to eat the monk myself. Total betrayal. He sees them as disposable.
Ouch. So much for sibling loyalty among demons. How does Wukong react to that?
That flips the switch for Wukong. Hearing the direct threat to Tripitaka, combined with the betrayal, he gets enraged, and his response is pretty graphic. He slaughters the 7 spider spirits. The text calls them 7 warm meat cloth bags, mentions pus and blood. It's visceral.
Yikes. A brutal end. Reminds you that Wukong isn't just a cheeky monkey. He can be absolutely ruthless when his master's in danger.
Definitely. A necessary brutality in his mind, perhaps, to eliminate the threat completely.
So Spider's dealt with, gruesomely. But the main villain, the Taoist priest, their senior brother, is still standing. And probably pretty angry now.
Oh, furious, absolutely livid about his sisters being killed. So Wukong reclaims his hairs, reforms his cudgel, and confronts him directly.
And how does this fight go? Is it another quick Wukong victory?
Not this time. It's a long, intense battle, like 50 or 60 rounds of combat, a real struggle. Wukong's skill versus the Taoist's magic.
So evenly matched for a while.
Seems like it. But then, as the Taoist starts to tire, he pulls a desperate, terrifying move, something completely unexpected.
What does he do?
He rips off his Taoist robe, and underneath, well, under his armpits, he reveals he has 1,000 eyes.
Wait, what? 1,000 eyes under his armpit.
Yeah. Try picturing that, and it's not just for show. Those eyes emit this blinding golden light, this yellow mist.
Golden light, like a weapon. What does it do?
It completely traps Wukong. Instantly. Yeah. He describes the feeling himself like being stuck in a barrel. He can't move forward, backward, left, or right, just totally immobilized by this light.
Whoa. Okay, that's serious. We've seen Wukong break out of magical prisons before. What makes this golden light so effective against him? Even the great sage equal to heaven.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It seems to be more than just a physical barrier. It kins him completely. And here's the really critical part, the bit that shows his vulnerability. He tries his usual escape rope jumping. He leaps up, trying to break through the top of this light cage, and he smashes his head against it. Hard.
Okay, but Wukong's head is famously indestructible, right? Iron skull and all that.
Normally, yes. But the text specifically says this impact softened the skin and flesh on his scalp. It caused him real pain, and he actually worries about it getting infected.
Seriously. Wukong worrying about an infection, that's incredibly human almost.
Okay.
It actually hurt him physically.
Yes, physically compromised him. Not just contained, but injured in a way that genuinely concerns him. It's a rare moment where his near invincibility hits a very real limit. This isn't just about being trapped. It's about physical pain and the fear that comes with it.
Wow. So trapped on all sides, can't jump out, his head hurts, he's worried, he sounds genuinely stuck. What does he do? How does he possibly get out of this one?
This is where Wukong's adaptability shines brightest, I think. When every usual method fails force, leaping, he has to find a completely new way. He assesses the situation, can't go forward, back, left, right, or up.
So the only way left is?
Down, into the earth. It's a brilliant last resort move.
Down. How does he manage that while trapped in light?
Transformation. He changes shape into a pangolin, the scaly anteater.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
The ones that are amazing diggers.
Exactly. The perfect form for this. The text gives great details. 4 iron claws to drill, tough scales to break rock, bright eyes, a sharp mouth like a drill bit. He becomes the ultimate burrowing machine.
Okay, that's ingenious. So he just digs his way out.
He does. And here's the key tactical detail. He digs down and then horizontally for about 20 li. Remember, a li is roughly 1/3 of a mile.
20 li. Okay, that's quite a distance underground.
It is. And crucially, the golden light, the range of that trapping power, only extended 10 lies.
Ah, so he literally dug himself out of range.
Precisely. By going down and then far enough sideways underground, he bypasses the light's effective radius and can finally surface free.
Genius. But what's the cost? Is he just fine afterwards?
Not quite. When he emerges, the text says he's exhausted. His body aches all over. And get this, he's actually shedding tears.
Tears. Sun Wukong.
Yes. Tears of frustration, pain, exhaustion, maybe relief. It's a powerful image. This seemingly unbeatable hero pushed to his absolute physical, emotional limit.
That really changes how you see him, doesn't it? What's really striking about his emotional state right here?
Well, what's truly fascinating is the raw human emotion. You see it coming from an immortal being, right? Wukong, despite all his power, is just utterly overcome with grief.
But then
Then he spots this woman in heavy mourning, crying, carrying offerings, chilled water ice, and paper money for her dead husband. And his empathy is immediate, it's palpable. He actually thinks it's truly a tearful eye meeting a tearful eye, a heartbroken person meeting a heartbroken person.
Wow.
It's not just sadness, it's this profound moment of shared sorrow that kind of strips away his usual confidence.
But this shared sorrow, it quickly turns into a misunderstanding, doesn't it? The woman sees his tears, thinks he's mocking her, and gets angry. She accuses him of insulting her grief. What's particularly significant about how Wukong reacts to that?
This is such a crucial pivot point. Instead of, his typical divine fury.
Right, what you'd expect.
Exactly. He surprisingly bows, just bows in humility. He's basically forced to explain his dire situation, laying bare his vulnerability to this complete stranger. And this act of humility, it's key. It's not just about clearing up a misunderstanding. It's about opening himself up, really, to receive the help he so desperately needs. Without that move, the conversation might have just ended right there.
Okay, so Wukong explains his crisis. He details this cunning trap they fell into at the Yellowflower Monastery.
Right, so Wukong explains the Taoist. He's actually a demon, and he's connected to those 7 spider demons who had attacked his master earlier.
Ah, right, from Pancake Cave. He explains his own terrible situation, compares his master's fate to her husband's, and her reaction changes completely.
Yes, completely. She immediately apologizes, realizes he's also a victim, caught in this terrible situation. That shared vulnerability, it creates a connection. And then she gives him this crucial piece of information. She reveals the Taoist true identity, the multi-eyed demon lord, also called the centipede demon.
Ah, giving the enemy a name. That's powerful.
Exactly. Knowing the enemy's true nature is often the first step to figuring out how to beat them.
And then she gives him a real lifeline, right? A potential way to actually defeat this demon.
She does. She tells him to seek a saint, someone who can break the golden rays and subdue the demon. But, and this is important, she gives a really stark warning. The poison is so vicious, it will rot the bones within 3 days.
3 days. That's not much time.
Not at all. She actually voices this fear that he might be too late to save his master, that he might only be able to avenge him, which just adds this immense pressure, this urgency to everything Wukong does next.
But Wukong, well, he's always confident in his speed, isn't he? What does he say about his travel time?
Oh yeah, classic Wukong boast. He says, "I'm good at walking." And then the woman gives him super precise directions. Purple Cloud Mountain, the Thousand Flower Cave, and the saint's name, Belampo, and she points straight south.
So Wukong turns to look where she's pointing, and she's just gone, vanished.
Poof, gone. He immediately gets it, realizes who she must be, and bows, asking for her name. What happens next is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
From midair, this voice calls out, "Great sage, it is I." Wukong looks up and realizes it's Lishan Lomu.
Lishan Lomu. Okay, for listeners who might not know, who is she?
She's a very revered ancient goddess figure in Taoism, really powerful, benevolent, often associated with wisdom and, well, guidance.
So this is the big aha moment, that random encounter.
Wasn't random at all. It was divine intervention, completely disguised.
And Lishan Lomu explains why she appeared like that. What was the deeper purpose behind this subtle approach?
Yes, she confirms she was on her way back from the Dragonflower Assembly, which is like a major gathering of deities. She saw his master's terrible danger and decided to intervene, but subtly. She feigned being a filial widow, used the pretext of her husband's death specifically to save him from death, meaning to give Wukong the information needed to save Tang Sanzeng.
Wow, that's compassionate, subtle, divine planning, not a big, flashy miracle.
Exactly, a gentle nudge disguised perfectly. And then she adds this really intriguing instruction. "Do not say that I instructed you, as that saint has some quirks."
Quirks. That adds a bit of personality to this powerful saint he's about to meet.
It does, doesn't it? It makes them feel a bit more relatable somehow.
So with this absolutely vital information, this divine guidance, Wukong must be energized. What does he do immediately?
Wastes 0 time. He thanks Lishan Lomu, says his goodbyes, hops on his somersault cloud, and boom, instantly arrives at Purple Cloud Mountain. Lands his cloud and right away spots the Thousand Flower Cave.
That incredible speed again. It just highlights the urgency, but also his focus once he has a clear path forward.
Absolutely. Unwavering determination.
And the source gives us this really vivid description of the place he arrives at. Sounds like we're walking into this magical realm right alongside Wukong. What does the Thousand Flower Cave look like?
Oh, the description is incredibly rich. It paints this picture of a serene, beautiful, immortal dwelling. It's almost like a visual representation of the hope he's seeking after all that despair. It talks about green pines shading the sacred place, emerald cypresses encircling the immortal dwelling, green willows fill the mountain path, strange flowers overflow the stream banks.
Sounds peaceful.
Very. It describes a sanctuary where no leaves fall in any season, flowers bloom in all 8 festivals. It's just imbued with this sense of spiritual power and natural beauty, a complete contrast to the dark, demon-infested monastery he just escaped from.
But he goes inside the cave, and there she is, a female Taoist, just sitting quietly on a couch, serene.
And this is Palanpusa.
This is her. And the description is quite specific, hinting at her status. She's got this 5-flower brocade hat, a gold-woven robe.
Fancy attire.
Very. Cloud-tipped phoenix shoes, silk thread waistcord. But her face, it's described as aged, like autumn frost.
Okay, so she looks ancient.
But her voice, it's like a spring swallow,
Yeah.
young, vibrant. And the text makes a point of her wisdom. She's long understood the 3 vehicles of Buddhism, the paths to enlightenment.
Right.
And she constantly cultivates the 4 noble truths. So she's deeply spiritual. This is the Vajra mother.
Okay, so this incredibly wise, very reclusive figure, and then in walks Sun Wukong. Chaos incarnate, almost.
Pretty much. It's quite the contrast.
How does she react? Does she even know who he is?
Oh, instantly. He greets her, and she recognizes him right away. She even brings up his Havoc in the Heavenly Palace days.
Oh, bringing up the old days. How does Wukong take that?
He has this great line, "Good deeds don't go out, bad deeds spread far." A bit wry,
Classic Wukong. It does highlight how different they are.
And then she reveals something significant. She says she hasn't actually left her cave for over 300 years.
300 years just meditating.
Ever since something called the Ulaanbaatar Festival. And she's genuinely curious how Wukong found her.
Yeah, how did he find this super recluse?
Wukong, being Wukong, just says he's a ground ghost. Basically, he can find anyone. A bit cheeky.
Always got an answer. So she's been out of touch for centuries. Why does she agree to help him?
It's for the quest. She recognizes the importance of the journey to get the scriptures. So, despite her isolation, she agrees.
Okay, fair enough. So Wukong, being practical, must ask about her weapon, right?
Yeah.
What's she going to use against this golden light?
He does. He's probably expecting some, divine artifact, something huge and powerful.
And her answer?
She just says, "I have an embroidery needle."
An embroidery needle? Seriously?
Seriously.
Okay, I can just picture Wukong's reaction. He must have thought she was joking.
Oh, absolutely.
Right there.
He's completely dismissive. He basically says, "Old mother, you've got to be kidding. If it's just a needle, I wouldn't have bothered you. I could get loads of those."
Huh. Yeah, that sounds like him. But it's not just any needle, is it?
Not at all. This is where it gets really interesting. She calmly explains her needle is special. It's not steel, not iron, not gold.
Okay. So what is it made of?
This is the kicker. She says it was forged in my little son's eye.
Wait, what? Forged in her son's eye? That's bizarre.
Bizarre and crucial. Wukong is obviously intrigued, maybe a little weirded out. He asks who her son is.
Yeah, I'd want to know too. Who is he?
And she tells him. Her son is Miao Rishengguan.
Miri Rishengguan, the Rooster Star official.
The very same. And the text says Wukong is astonished.
I bet. So that simple needle suddenly has this whole other layer of meaning tied to a celestial rooster.
Exactly. It's not about the object itself, but its origin and connection.
Okay, so they head back to the Yellow Flower Temple. Needle in hand, presumably.
Right, they arrive. And that golden light is still there, blazing away.
Still holding strong. What does Palanpusa do?
She takes out the needle. It's described as thick as an eyebrow and maybe 5 or 6 fen long. Tiny, really.
That's tiny.
And she just throws it into the air.
That's at work?
Instantly. There's this single loud bang sound.
Mm-hmm.
And the golden light shattered, just like that.
Wow. Just bang, gone. Wukong must have been thrilled.
Absolute delighted, the text says, so they rush into the temple.
And the Taoist, is he waiting for them?
He's there, but he's pretending to be blind. Can't move. Playing weak.
Ah, trying to pull a fast one.
Seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
Wukong immediately wants to finish him off. Typical Wukong.
Standard procedure for him.
But Palanpusa stops him. She tells him, check on your master first.
Good call. How are the others doing?
Not good. Wukong finds him lying on the ground, spitting phlegm and foam. They look like they're near death. He's genuinely despairing.
Oh, man. So the poison is really potent. Can Pilanpusa help with that too?
She's prepared. She pulls out this tattered paper packet from her sleeve. Inside are 3 red pills, antidotes.
Thank goodness. Does Wukong give them the pills?
Straight away. 1 pill for each disciple.
And the effect?
Immediate. They instantly vomit up the poison. They're groggy, complaining of dizziness and nausea, but they're conscious. They're saved.
Incredible. Just like that. I bet Baji's ready for revenge now, though.
Oh, yeah. He wants to go pound that Taoist. Wukong has to quickly explain the situation about the spider demons this Taoist was connected to.
Connecting the dots.
But before they could attack, Pilanpusa steps in again.
Oh, she's not going to let them kill him.
Nope. She announces she's taking him back to her cave to guard her gate.
Guard her gate as punishment.
Seems like it. A form of service, perhaps. Wukong, ever curious, asks her to reveal the Taoist's true form first.
Yeah, what is this guy, really?
Pilanpusa just points a finger, and instantly the Taoist transforms. A 7-foot-long great centipede demon.
Whoa, a giant centipede. That explains the poison, maybe.
Very likely.
Yeah.
And Pilanpusa just picks this huge centipede up with her little finger. Easily.
Yeah. With her finger, Baji must have been freaking out.
A text says he was amazed at her power. But Wukong gets it now.
The penny drops.
Exactly. He puts it all together. Migray Xingguan is the Rooster Star official. A rooster.
Right.
So Pilanpusa, his mother, she must be, in essence, a mother hen.
A mother hen. Okay.
And Wukong connects it to that basic, almost folk knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens eat centipedes.
Chickens are the natural enemy of centipedes. So that's why the needle worked and why she could handle the demon so easily.
Precisely. Her power comes from this fundamental natural opposition. It wasn't about brute force. It was about this inherent counter.
That's brilliant. It's so simple, yet so powerful, hidden in plain sight, almost.
It really is a fantastic twist.
So the demon is dealt with, the disciples are saved. What happens next?
Well, Tang Sanzang is incredibly grateful, naturally. He thanks Pilanpusa profusely for saving all their lives.
As you would be.
Then the disciples, practical as ever, find some food, eat up, and get ready to hit the road again. Leave this place behind.
Can't blame them. But what about the temple itself?
Well, Sun Wukong takes care of that. In his typical, thorough fashion...
Let me guess. Fire.
You got it. Sets the whole Yellow Flower Temple ablaze, burns it down completely, no trace left.
Cleansing fire. Wukong style.
Yeah, and then the journey continues. Tang Sanzang has a new lease on life. The Mulside monster, the centipede, is defeated. And it's all thanks to this unexpected detour.